Okay, here goes. Today I'm going to be doing a roundup of my second year of university. I did this for my first year and I did a lot of uni-based videos. I'm going to do a second year uni video. I've got a few bits written down that I wanted to cover to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Overall, let's begin. I still really hate uni. Uni just isn't for me. I thought maybe going into second year, being in a house in a little bit of a different environment, I'd enjoy it more. I was at a time in my life where I'm like the happiest I've ever been. Yeah, I still really hated it. I just think it's the whole uni thing. It just isn't really for me. I just don't like anything about it. When people ask me what it is, like, I can't put my finger on one thing. It's just everything together. I don't enjoy the course. I don't enjoy the place that I live. I don't enjoy the house that I'm in. I don't enjoy the area. Just like the thought of going back into third year is terrifying because I hate it so much. Like I really don't want to go back. I was so sad when I was at uni and I came home most weekends anyway. So the thought of going back just seems a little bit pointless, but I know that I need to finish it now because I've been through 2 years of it. I might as well finish the last like 4-6 months, whatever it's going to be, there to get a degree. So yeah, that's where we're starting off with this video. That's the kind of mood set for the video. In other news, good news, I actually finished my second year with firsts. So I suppose it has its benefits to really hating uni and being sad in your room all the time, because you actually get work done and you get it done to a good standard apparently. I didn't spend my time doing anything else because, yeah, didn't really have anything to do, so I spent it doing work. Looking back was probably better for me. I mean, my grades improved so much from first year. Like, I just really knuckled down and focused on why I was there, and it all sometimes like took my mind off the fact that I didn't want to be there because I had so much work to do anyway. Yeah, I made effort to go out with friends, and I have like a few, like literally like a handful of close friends at uni, and I did stuff with them. So my first point that I wanted to talk about in this video is living for the next time that I was home, which sounds really sad, but I did. I would plan, like I had a diary and a planner and a to-do list and everything, and I even had a whiteboard with like days counting down to the next time that I wasn't going to be in Southampton, which, thinking back to it now, is so sad. I just hated being there, so I would always prioritise things that I needed to do and my time to the time that I was there, and that when I went home it meant that I could spend time with you know, my favourite people at home. Yeah, in that respect it was good because it meant that I got all my work done. I finished really early. I finished beginning to mid-March for the whole year, because I just made sure that I got all of my work done and everything handed in on time, everything signed off on time, so that I could go home as quick as possible. So for me that was really good, because actually when I'm there and I was like really sad and I had really bad down days, I would just prioritise everything that I had to do, make a to-do list, get all my work done, have time for myself, although too much time for myself didn't really go down too well because it meant that I would get really sad. So I would always look forward to what was happening in the future, if that makes sense. So I'd always count down to when I was going home, make sure I got everything done before I went home. And that kind of links in with one of the other points, which is my next point, booking something that you're going to look forward to. Going into second year, I really didn't want to go. I had one of the best summers because I obviously met my boyfriend properly. I mean, technically I met him like when I was in first year, but I actually met him and, you know, etc. That summer. I really didn't want to leave because it was an amazing summer. But going into second year, I knew that I was going to Australia to see him over Christmas and then to Bali. Going to uni didn't actually seem so bad because I knew that I had something incredible to look forward to for Christmas. Whereas this year, I'm kind of, it's not as set in stone. I already had it in my head that I was going to Australia this time last year. Now I don't have anything as such to look forward to yet. Like, I've got New York in October. We're definitely going to book to go to New York, so I do have that to look forward to, but I know that after that's over I don't necessarily have anything else to kind of get me through the year. It's so difficult to say because you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, being in second year, he was away for the whole 4 months that I was at university. It was good for me to concentrate on work and get my work done. I didn't have any boyfriend distractions, which also kind of made it a bit suckish because everyone in my house had boyfriends in second year. Seeing them always together and kind of being the only lonely one in my house sucked. But also looking back on that, my boyfriend was over in Australia playing cricket. Like, I couldn't get upset about something like that. He's doing amazing things with his life. Anyway, having something to look forward to. I don't know what's going to happen yet. I don't know where he's going to be in the world over Christmas, and whatever happens, happens. If I go and see him, then I see him. If I don't, it's only going to be a couple of months that I don't see him, and I mean, I've done 2 months without seeing him before, so things will be fine, because I know how much I'm going to hate going back. Ugh. First few months drag. I'm just so grateful that I'm going to be in New York for the start of October, so that will kind of, you know, put me in a good position to think that I only have maybe like 2 months until Christmas after that. Yeah. Next topic is housing. This was a huge one for me in second year. I'm gonna put it bluntly, I did not get on with my house at all. For personal reasons, for reasons that I'm not really gonna go into because that wouldn't be fair on anyone. I really didn't have a good housing situation. Living in a house itself was good. I enjoyed the move from halls. It's nice that you have to do like everything yourself. The housing part of it was good. It's nice to have your own room in a house instead of being in a huge block of like flats and stuff. But obviously I didn't really get on with some housemates for personal reasons, and that kind of made the year pretty rubbish. I felt like I spent most of my time in my room upset over things that would happen. I'd hear a lot being spoke about me in the house, and because I was in the downstairs room I heard everything. So I don't know if they know that I heard everything, but I did. So yeah, and I'm living with them again next year just because that's how it ended up. But I mean, I'm not the type of person to really cause like a scene in that confined space. I will just get on with it. I honestly cannot be arsed with it. It's like, it's just high school drama, which I thought I got out of. I'm taking my car this time, which will be amazing, much better. So I will be able to go home a lot on weekends, go on trips and stuff to see friends I have in Bournemouth from home, which will be nice. Yeah, so I'll be able to do a lot more, which will be better, I think. I really hope. I have to go through another 4 months of literally being miserable. Oh, I don't know, it's just so draining and so like, that's just not me. As soon as I come home I'm a completely different person, and people who I speak to on a regular basis, friends from home, dom, family, they all can tell how sad I am at uni. Which sucks because I'm really not that type of person, but I'm just so thankful that I'm going into my last year and I literally have like 4 months left. Thank God. Next category is wasted money. This is a sentence that a lot of people say to me is, but think of how much debt you're going to come out with something that you didn't enjoy. That's very true. I'm probably going to come out with about 45 grand's worth of debt. If I quit now, I'd still come out with a good 20 grand, 25 grand worth of debt, if not more. So really I might as well stay to the end. I don't think of it as wasted money. Essentially I'm not paying that back until I earn over a certain amount anyway, so I don't really think of it as wasted money. It was an experience, and if I never got to experience it, my life would be completely different. Yes, I hate it. Yes, it's a waste of time, because I'd much rather be doing something else with my time, but I don't see it as wasted money. And if you really want to go to uni, you're worried about the money situation, don't. Like, just do it. You're not really paying for anything yourself. Obviously dependent on your student finance and stuff. I know my student finance doesn't cover everything, and then some people in my house it covers everything and more, and they have way more money spare. So it's all dependent on your situation, but just do it. You might as well do it. It's basically like the government giving you free money, and when does that really ever happen? Go and enjoy it or hate it. It's a life experience, whatever. It's weird me saying do it when I literally hated uni. I'd never, although I hate uni, like I'd never ever say to someone, oh, don't go because it's going to be rubbish and it's going to be terrible and you're going to feel lonely and you're going to cry in your room all the time. Like, honestly, I'm like one in probably 20 people at uni who feel like that. So everyone's experience is going to be completely different depending on what you want to do, depending on where you go, your friends, who you're with, who you meet. So just go and do it, see if you like it. Uni is not for everyone, but you might as well try it. You take that money from the government and you try it. Okay, next section, packing way too much. In second year, I overpacked pretty bad. Even though when I was going, I thought, Christ, I'm really not taking that much. I cut my wardrobe down to half and I really didn't take a lot. So my room never felt really full. When I was packing up, I thought, shit, I've got a lot of stuff here. Like, I don't know how this is gonna fit in the car. And I don't know why I've got most of it. And during the year when I'd have trips home, I'd gradually take stuff back, like clothes. I brought so many clothes, even though I cut my wardrobe down, I just did not wear. So just don't overpack. You're bound to do it in your first year. Everyone goes there thinking, oh my god, I'm moving away, I need my whole wardrobe. I need a bikini one day and I need shorts because it will be hot on one day of the year. Speaking to people in my house, they felt exactly the same. They had stuff in their room that they never even touched. So that was an issue. Overpacking way too much just made moving out boring. Although it was good for me because I was kind of counting down and waiting for the days to move out. So it actually took me a few days to pack up all my stuff. So that was a good time waster. Next point is staying on top of your work. Now obviously, although a lot of people go to uni for the social life and think that it's just all about drinking and having fun with your friends, which for some people, the majority of people it is, you do actually study at uni. So staying on top of your work is like quite important, and I didn't really do it in first year. I crammed a lot in at the end, although I thought I stayed on top of it, but I didn't as much as I should have. So we have practical lessons, and for each practical lesson you have to write up, take pictures and write up what you did in the whole lesson and your notes. And then at the end it's put into a portfolio and you have to get it signed off by your lecturer. So I made sure that after every practical I'd go home and I'd write up that lesson. It meant that it was always fresh in my mind, so I never forgot anything and I never crammed a load of lessons, because obviously over the year you have a lot of lessons, so cramming it in all at once would just be a huge pain. Yeah, I stayed on top of my work. It meant that when it came to hand-in dates, they were so easy because I had planned and prioritised all my work, and if I was writing an essay, I'd break it down into introduction, like chapters or sections that I needed to write, conclusions, evaluations, references, etc. And I'd like dedicate specific times of the day to that section and made sure I finished that section within that time, so that I was always on top of it. So when it came to hand in, I literally handed it in. I never had to like cram write anything. That was really good, and that was probably me just being very, very bored at uni. So I had nothing else to really take up my time, so I just made sure that I was on top of my work. But it worked out in my favour because it meant that when it came to Easter, when it came to Christmas and going to Australia, I could leave earlier, so I had longer over there with Dom. It meant that coming home for summer, I finished beginning of March instead of like May. It works in your benefit. Just stay on top of work. Of course you can still socialise and like hang out, whatever, but it worked so well for me to stay on top of my work. Always, always, always had a to-do list on my desk, and I just knock things off. That sounded weird. I'd cross things off the list and add things onto it depending on what I had to do, and yeah, it just helped so much. So the last point, which kind of goes with stay on top of your work, is prioritising. I prioritised my work over everything this year purely because I had nothing else to do. But if you do have a very good social life, you just have to make sure that you prioritise these things. Just honestly, just plan your week and just look at it and think, do I really need that 4th night out when I have an essay due next week? You just have to kind of like prioritise your time. Like I prioritise my time so that I do all my work in half a day, so that I could nap and just watch Netflix for the rest of the day, you know? And prioritising your time like that is so important. Prioritising assignments. This year in second year was different to first year. In first year we got like fed units and assignments as you went along. In second year, we're basically given all the units at the start of the year. We just got due dates and they'd have to be done by that time. It just seemed very overwhelming. It seemed like we had a lot of work with a flipping huge dissertation proposal at the end of it. So I just made sure I prioritised, wrote down all my deadlines. What do I need to work on first? What would be handy to kind of get done first so I didn't have to worry about it, especially if you're doing a creative subjects where it involves like photo shoots and stuff you have to plan and actually organise with people. It's just so much easier to prioritise. So I think that is it for my uni roundup of second year. You've probably all got the gist that yes, again, in my second year I didn't enjoy it, just didn't have a good time. I'm just not one to really go out all the time and drink. Focus on other things, like I went to the gym, I'd go on like walks around the town. I'd spend loads of time with Ellie in my house, which is lovely because we probably got closer than ever in second year. And I just focused myself on other things, like obviously going to Australia. I had so many assignments to do, but I also really wanted to focus on getting a beach bod, or not really a beach bod because it didn't really work, because as soon as I got that I absolutely stuffed my face. But I wanted to be non-beach well going to Australia, so I made sure that I gymmed, I made sure I ate healthy. That was a really good like thing for me to like take my mind off hating uni, is eating healthy and like meal planning. Found it so fun going to Aldi, shopping around, trying to do my shop for as little as possible, saving up the rest of the pennies, like making all these nice meals from Joe Wicks. I do like HIIT workouts in my room, do HIIT workouts at the gym. It took my mind off it a lot. It was fun. I got down to, not got down to a weight, I never ever weigh myself. I just don't. I like to work out until I just look at myself in the mirror or just feel good in myself. I'm sure that I felt like that before I went to Australia. So yeah, I managed to do that, and then when I came back it was all about trying to do that again because I ate too much. So yeah, that took up time as well, and that really took my mind off things. Exercise for me is such a good stress reliever. Whenever I'm upset or I feel rubbish, going to the gym and just having such a good gym session and just like hurting from the gym, not hurt, well yeah, hurting so much that you just can't walk up the stairs on your way home, doing an ab workout that it hurts to like lie down on your bed at night, work so hard, but it's such like a satisfying pain. I don't know, it kind of took the pain of uni away. So if you are or are not into fitness, gymming, whatever, sign up to the gym, do whatever. I know a load of girls who weren't really into the gym signed up to the gym and did classes, found that really fun. So you can do that. Could be another point, gymming. Gymming is fun. And eating healthy is fun. I really enjoyed eating healthy. I got so much stick for it this year. Part of the reason why I didn't really get on with my house eating healthy, which is beyond me, why anyone would actually like make people feel rubbish about eating healthy. Yeah, it was really good for me. It made me feel good as a person. It's something I could concentrate on and work towards, and I set many goals in my head. So yeah, I really don't like the course that I'm on. It's made me realise that I really don't want to do anything in makeup. I couldn't think of anything worse. People ask me what I'd want to do. Ideally what I'd love to do is something within social media, PR, something like that. I think that would be quite interesting for me personally. That was how my second year went. Hopefully see you soon for some more uni related videos that aren't so maybe negative. Negative is probably a good word. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.